Hi, I'm Joe for GoonerTube, and I'm here with Tony. We're very quickly going to be talking about the upcoming Europa League match against Dundalk at the Emirates. Now, for a lot of people, obviously, you say Dundalk and they say who and where. Are you about to say that to me as well, Tony?
Well, I've got some friends who live in Ireland, so they was open to obviously be able to go to the games, but unfortunately that won't be able to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the thing about Ireland as well is if although it's not a massive place and there's not really anybody there, but to get from one side to the other or to get from north to south is a drag, and it takes hours and hours because you got motorways that connect some of it up, and then the rest of it is like, you know, what we would consider to be sort of old bog roads. I think
Yeah,
that's why I think the song exists about the old bog road, because I would imagine there's plenty of them. Once you reach a certain point, you can't go any further unless you're prepared to be sitting in a 4x4 or something. But bless them. But yeah, I found this out actually. It's in the county of Louth in the Republic of Ireland. So there you go. It's over there on the east coast. So I doubt if they've got that far to go. But going on that, what do you see happening? How do you see Arteta setting his team up against a team of electricians and dustmen?
well, I mean, it's pretty much like we said last week before the Rapid Vienna game, wasn't it? And we said we should be able to play pretty much anyone and they should take care of business, but it wasn't quite as simple as that last week. You'd think it would be a lot easier this time around. So, and with the United game at the weekend, you'd think you've got to play. You wouldn't want to risk anyone who's going to play against United. So hopefully he'll put more of the youngsters out again.
So you can imagine people like Willock and all that sort of all those sort of Ketia.
Yeah, hopefully Willock, Nelson, Eddie up front. I don't think I would risk any. The only one I probably wouldn't play is Mustafi, because I think with him at the back, you could lose against anyone.
Yeah. Well, there's rumours that there's rumours that especially if they've got a centre forward faster than like my granddad or someone, he's Mustafi's in trouble. I was thinking about the Mustafi thing when you said that, and I was thinking, well, he's apparently he's refused a new contract, which is quite handy, really. Do you think he'd be one of the people that would probably go in January if we're going to let a couple of people go? I mean, Socrates, Mustafi.
I pray that he's one that goes. Him, I can't. He's an awful defender. He's just, you watch every time he's on the pitch or he's going to start a game or he's coming on, my heart sinks. I just think he's just so crap. He's just not good enough. He shouldn't be playing. He gets caught out, the ball over the top. He just seems slow. He's not aware. He's just not good enough.
Yeah.
You think about it. If you offered him, like you say he goes in January. If you offered him to any team in the Premier League, who's going to want him? No one will want him. He won't get in any other team.
No,
he's just not good enough.
No, I mean he. You could see by the footage the other night that he looked like he ignored Gabriel's instruction. Why? I don't know. Maybe because he thinks because he's much older man, he doesn't need to listen to 22-year-olds or whatever Gabriel is. And Vardy 1-0. You can't argue with that. I mean, it's disappointing, isn't it?
Xhaka as well. Xhaka was just as disappointing. He let the player run over his shoulder, and by the time Vardy heads the ball in the net, Xhaka and Mustafi are probably 20, 25 yards away from the ball.
Yeah,
just from one long ball over the top.
Well, there's another one, Xhaka. I mean, how did you feel about watching him? Frustrating?
I've never liked him as a player. I've always thought at the time when we bought him, it was a lot of money as well. We paid for him.
Yeah. I think he's like the third or fourth highest purchased I think that we've made. It's crazy.
And like I say, he's another one who, what other team certainly in the top half of the Premier League, no one would want him.
No,
he wouldn't get in their team.
No.
It's just not centre midfield. You look at it when you're playing and you think Xhaka in centre midfield again. It's just frustrating.
Very frustrating, and the lack of goals at the moment.
Yeah, it feels like you take one step forward, two steps back, doesn't it? We were just like getting somewhere towards, especially the end of last season, and you think, we're looking solid at the back, and we was beating teams on the break. And now it's just, I don't know. We're just like, we're out of ideas. I don't know what it is. And I don't think it is a lack of creative players. When you look at the players we've got, we should be scoring goals.
Yeah.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah. It feels weird. If he can sort it out, we're obviously conceding less than under Emery at this time, at the same amount of time. But but Emery at the moment has got a slightly better record than Arteta. So
yeah, I see that when you posted it today.
Yeah, when we posted it,
quite surprising actually.
Yeah, on our social media. But yeah, it's very, very weird. But just coming back to Dundalk, what do you? I mean, do you see them? I don't know anything about them really. I haven't watched them. No. I would imagine Arteta's probably watched videos. He's had them watched and everything, and see where the weak spots are, wherever that may be. I don't know, like all over the pitch. I don't know, but the last thing you'd want is for them to trouble us in any way. I mean, you can see him putting the kids out, but can you, if I asked you to predict a scoreline against Dundalk, what would you say?
Like you say, I don't know much about them, but you would imagine it should be a comfortable win, especially at home. I would put as many youngsters out as possible, and I think we should still win comfortably 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I said that last week.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we'll win 3 or 4-0. I can't see them scoring against us. I don't think they'd be good enough. No. We've been in this position before, and then it's like we're winning 1-0. We score in the first half, and then that's it, and we sort of win 1-0 against a team like Dundalk, and it gets frustrating. But it could be very different. We could end up, getting a hatful of goals. But Dundalk are an untried. We've never played them before, and they might try and present some problems and give us a game maybe for a little while, but then hopefully the sort of quality even of the youngsters will hopefully shine through. I would have thought so. Yeah,
I'd like to see us play with a bit more speed about our game. It feels like everything's very slow at the minute.
Yeah,
like slow passing. It's all just a bit lethargic. There's not that little bit of spark. Got to get that ball moving a bit quicker. And just play with a bit more energy. Just like I said, you watch it, it's just very frustrating. You just feel like there's nothing going on.
Are you talking about especially about the Leicester game?
Yeah, well, the last few, more than just the Leicester game, I think. Since only the Fulham game, first game of the season, after that, it's been, especially going forward, like we say, we haven't scored the goals. Just feels very slow.
Sort of lacklustre almost, like we're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just frustrating. It's just, you just wonder. I don't know if there's not a lack of creativity in the team, is there? When you've got people like Aubameyang, Ceballos, Saka, we've got the players that can beat Pepe, all entertaining players that like to get forward. But it's just, I think it's the speed of the game. I think we've got to speed it up, move the ball quicker, and start trying to get more goals.
Get more players involved, scoring from midfield. I mean, Dorse made a point and was really frustrated the other day about the fact that he feels that we don't have, or we don't seem to have, a penetrative, creative midfielder. But we've got one who's not even in the squad, which is kind of confusing. And I think that's why some supporters are getting frustrated with. I know the Özil thing has gone on and on and on, but he probably would have suited that game the other night, I think.
No, I'm not an Özil fan either. I think his time's gone. His time's gone. We can't keep sitting there saying at one point, Ozil's too lazy, won't do the hard work, and then say, but we needed him in that game, because he don't put the work in. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so
put it in. And even when he does, how often do you see him? He's not consistent enough. We all know he's got ability and can do it, but he's just not. It's no good doing it once in every 10 games.
It's amazing when you think the amount of time he's actually spent at the club. We've had legends spend less time at the club than Özil spent at the club.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that front. But if we're lacking a creative midfielder, where's he coming from? Are we going out in January to try and buy someone, or what? Have we got that penetrative to someone to play alongside Partey? Now we've got that part of the midfield sorted out. Who's there? I know Ceballos likes to flick balls about, but is he that man that's going to create those chances and score goals for us in that way?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's more tactically, like I say, because I still think we've got the players that can do it. Whether you switch someone around, play one of the wider players more central, like a Saka or a Pepe, or But I feel that we've got players that should be able to score goals.
Do you think
like you say, you look, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Nketiah, Saka, Pepe, Tobias, they're all quality players. So I don't think you can just put it down to not having the players.
No, fair enough. And with Martinelli coming back, I would imagine that's going to add a little bit more firepower.
Yeah, that would be good to have him back, wouldn't it?
I think everybody
He's got that youth, that energy about him, hasn't he?
And he's a very skillful, good player, isn't he? It's not as if he's just quick and nothing else. So, well, let's hope so. Well, thanks for joining me, Tony, and let's see how it goes for Dundalk. And we wish them luck on their journey over. They're probably here already, but training somewhere. But I mean, both you and I can only see it going one way, and that's a fairly decent win to the Arsenal. But again, this is the Arsenal we're talking about at the moment. They seem to be in a very weird vacuum of can't really speed up and score goals. But let's hope it changes, and that might give them a little bit of a boost and a bit of energy, I would have thought, to push on to the big one against Manchester United. What do you think?
Yeah, get the confidence going. That's what we need to do. Get a few goals, get that confidence going, and then the United one's huge now, isn't it?
Absolutely,
it's really big.
Absolutely.
It's almost like you need a win now. You feel like even a draw wouldn't be a great result the way results have gone recently.
That's right. And we might even see Runarsson in goal, maybe against Dundalk. You never know. We might even see him sort of debutise or something. But hey, you never know what Arteta's going to put out. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Thanks for joining me, Tony. And we'll probably catch you up. We'll probably catch you after Dundalk. We'll see if we got it right.
No problem.
All right. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Take care, mate.